Marincess, without its new support, topping a regional. You can really play anything on the regional level this season and get away with it. Especially the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. The Underdog Regional Dimagame Argentina breakdown is here, and the reason why I chose to cover this one was, there's not a single sword soul in this top cut at all. Coming out of this dual YCS weekend here, you saw sword, best deck by representation. Just because it has the best representation, it has consistency on its side. I think most of the community right now will agree that consistency and, I did one hand trap. Yeah. The fact that we have consistency on our side here, but on that regional level, I think most of you guys forgot, up until, 2 years ago, you would see the same thing here. We have that super high consistent top here, but on the regional level, anything is fair game, all right? So for this tournament, we had 3 Tri-Brigade decks, of which one of those was the lyrical Tri-Brigade deck, which actually ended up being the winner. Now, I've said this a little bit before, too. I think the lyrical Tri-Brigade deck is the best deck in the format, only because of the boards that it can make. But regional results, other results would disagree with that statement. But Recital Starling is a heck of a card. Ladies and gentlemen, same thing with Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. We also had one Invoked in Top Cut. We've seen Invoked running around rampant this format. As I've said, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer should all package. In Macabre, all wrapped into one little deck. It's a fun house of nightmares. We had one Phantom Knight list. Okay, that's a little bit more standardized at this point. Once Brave comes out, oh boy. We also have one Marincess. Okay, we'll have that list for you guys here in a second. We have one Numeron as well. And we have one Drytron in Top Cut. Wow, we actually get to see Drytron. I swear every ban list I see, everybody wants Drytron ban, but it's fine. Why are we trying to ban Ben 10 to hurt this deck? It's fine. Well, let's take a look at these deck lists, shall we? The first as we have up here on your screen is the winning lyrical list out of this event. I know many of you guys have kind of realized at this point that, wow, Recital Starling, Assembled Robin and Crew, and Harpy's Featherstorm is a heck of a trio, ladies and gentlemen. F-Zero, Assembled Robin, oh my gosh. They're one of the spiciest combinations of cards that I don't really want to deal with when playing competitively right now. And they also get access to Oath, so if you end up like the Dark World no more, they'll be like, oh, let me just banish that. Oh, negated. They even have their built-in protection for this deck, which I think is one of the coolest, craziest things, too. Like, the fact that you can just protect yourself from Dark World no more. Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole, at this point in time, really has evolved at this point. And I really do love some of the cool ideas that we come up with here. But, man, oh man, the fact that this deck is as crazy good as it actually is here really does say something about the current meta right now. So, man, it's not seeing a lot of play, but man, oh man, does it feel crazy powerful. Next up here is actually top 4. This is Invoked. Once again, you see the same thing that we've been seeing here. Now that nobody gives 2 craps about Maximus, now Maximus is free reign. Who cares about 2 extra deck rips, alright? Most of the game right now has become so streamlined at this point that losing 2 of those valuable extra deck resources is just a little bit of a slap on the wrist at this point in time. Nobody really cares too much about that. Cosmic Cyclone's built in for back row removal. I see that we also have the 1 copy of Mystic Mine. If things go south, you can search it off terraforming. It's just a little contingency plan. It's not a 3 if it's not a 2 of. It's a, oh crap, I saw it. No, we can slow down the game and win. So, man, being an Invoked player in this modern era must feel pretty powerful. I've tried, it doesn't work for me. Next up here is Phantom Knights. Now, we're playing a triple Chalice built into the main deck here. Possibility that we just didn't have more powerful resources or things like that. Maybe we didn't have access to droplets. Chalice is that budget of alternative. Also this deck does like its resource pool, alright? Sometimes, but not all the time, you'll want to capitalize and make sure that you are good to go on those things. So Chalice or that, not even like talents or something too. I've seen like a wide array of combinations of things that you can play between everything here and get away with whatever you want for your option pool here. Also, build is very standard. Scythe interactions. You guys already know like how degenerate this pile of cards gets. The problem is, one well-timed Nibiru, you're picking up your cards and you're walking away. They can still make a board in some situations, but I feel like with the Space Rock running around, yeah, a lot of these boards don't end up too good. Next up here is Marincess. Now, the first thing you're going to see in here is we're playing an Ice Jade engine in this deck. And when I first looked at this, I was like, what in the heck are we doing here? So, we still do Marincess combo things. I see that for the love of God, that this person was one of the smartest Marincess players that we've seen in a very long time. They're back at 2 of them field spells in here. The biggest problem that I've always had with this deck, and it will still remain the biggest problem, is that field spell. Anything happens to it, you're picking up your cards and you're leaving. Honestly, in terms of cool ideas and whatever the heck is going on here, access to additional water monsters through the Ice Jade package seems kind of cool. On paper, alright, see we also got the Raigeki in there for the board break. We've got the Dark Ruler No Mores in there. Yeah, I can understand why this particular build can have success right now. Next up is Numerons. Didn't we just see Numeron out of the NAYCS? Yeah? Okay, so an entire deck whose game plan is the same as always. Me go OTK. Me Gadarla you. Hey, Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! At its finest. You know, I give this deck a lot of crap at the end of the day, but it is one of the most, I guess, foolproof decks that you can actually play in the modern era. It doesn't care what your opponent does, just kaiju them and just OTK them. If they set up some back row, no problem, man. We got the Lightning Storms, we got the Feather Duster, you got Cosmics, you got all the back row removal in the format that you could ever possibly want. So what are you worried about? Alright, just strap on your helmet, go, yay, and then just run in. Alright, whatever happens, happens. That's what it's like to be a Numeron player right now. It's literally foolproof, ladies and gentlemen. Next up here is another Tri-Brigade list here. Now, you guys will be a little bit reminiscent of this, right? You guys see here that we have the Rescue Cats in here. We got 3 of them things. Holy moly. Most of the builds I've seen at this point have cut back on Cat down to 2. And we're finding success with it. I also see that this duelist was like, you know what? I'm going to play Crossout Designator right now. I'm not a huge fan of Crossout at all right now. I understand that like some decks want to make sure that you're good to go. But, man oh man, if you play against people that don't have hand traps, it is the worst card in the literal world right now. So, never thought I would say that. A card that literally punishes you for your opponent not having the appropriate counters for you, or something more budget to counteract your strategy. Wow, that's an interesting take, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, the power of Crossout Designator actually helping this duelist find some good success here. Next up here, we have, oh boy, another list. Is this the same thing that we just saw? We have the Triple Cat. We actually have a DD Crow built into this. And we said, you know what? We don't need 3 Chalice. We're going to play 2 Chalice with 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet. I don't know how I feel about that. We also got 2 talents in here. Also, only 1 Revolt. I understand, like, with the DP package, you don't really need additional Revolts. I feel like 2 Revolt would be a little bit better for the most part. I don't know. I'm not a Tri-Brigade main or anything, so I wouldn't know. I see we also got the Gadarlas built in down here, so you can go over that Storm Winds, so you can play the game. Outside of that, once again, this feels pretty standardized. I swear all of these lists pretty much look the same when it comes to Tri. I still think the 2 Rescue Cat, though, is the best approach to this, all right? That frees up a spot. You can play another hand trap or something, because if your cat gets Veiler, Ashed, Impermed, you know, any of those hand traps format, you cry. And the last list here is Drytron. Woo! So most of the Drytron list at this point cut the Dasher, went to the Plasma. Standard stuff. I mean, you draw a Plasma in this deck, you're like, what do I do with this? All right, well, what is this crap? There's no real advantage for you. I see that we've also got the Scythe package built into this bad boy here. All right, which means that, yeah, just Dagda Scythe, ladies and gentlemen. We're already starting to experience it, and we're so far out at this point in time that it's a little bit crazy. So that's kind of where this particular event wraps up. Nothing too crazy for this, but that Marincess list was particularly interesting to me. So guys, please, if you comment down below what you guys think. Smash the like button, let's subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on today with some more cool, awesome content. Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.